Welcome to the Juice Radio Talk Show. 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 Reality TV, church reviews. Let's talk happy love and marriage lifestyle. Come and talk with us. Come and share with us. Come and laugh with us. Come on and pray with us.
Regina and Clovis, special guest. You should be following your lead. Bless. Subscribe on YouTube. Listen on podcasts. We live on IG and Facebook. This episode is sponsored by Truth and Triumph Ministries.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Oh, my goodness. I don't know why this Facebook page is acting up. My apologies to those of you who are trying to watch this on our Facebook page. Listen, I don't know what's going on, but I do know this. We still gonna celebrate Jimmy Carter's birthday. Jimmy Carter's 100th birthday, y'all. Happy birthday. Now, I do know that the former president celebrated his birthday yesterday, but I wanted to go ahead and share a video on Jimmy Carter because I got a few things I want to add to this. And I'm so glad that his family is continuing to share the progress with us online through social media. I'm so excited about that. But you guys, congratulations and happy 100th birthday to Jimmy Carter. I've got a couple of videos that I'm going to share with you guys. His grandson, I believe it was his grandson on here. Let's see, marked his birthday. Here it is. Here's our video here. His family shared how he is excited. Let me just go ahead and remove this Facebook page that's not going through. He is excited about his 100th birthday, as well as also being excited to vote for Kamala Harris, you guys. All right, so let me go ahead and share this video with you guys, and then we will continue the conversation regarding President Jimmy Carter and his 100th birthday. Here we go. All right, you guys, hold on a second. Let me go ahead and get rid of this ad for a second. Child, because we don't need to buy nothing else right now. Now, we do not need to buy anything else, y'all. We're not buying nothing else. But Jimmy Carter is 100 today, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited for him. All right, so let me go ahead and redo this here. Here we go. We'll go ahead and get this up and running, and then we're going to have a whole conversation how we're excited about Jimmy Carter's birthday. Now, I was reading an article, you guys, also regarding where's my volume on here? Regarding this site does not want me to be fabulous. Stop it. All right, here we go. I was reading an article about the blue zone. Did y'all see that article in the show regarding the blue zone and how people are living to be well over 100? Did y'all see that? That is exciting. Let me go ahead and share this with you guys. This site seems to be acting up, but we're going to go ahead and push through. All right, here you go.
And what he can do. He can't talk on the phone. He's following the news. When we asked him, was he excited about his 100th birthday? He said, I'm excited about that, but I'm really excited to vote for Kamala Harris.
How does he spend his days?
He gets up most days and he'll spend a little bit of time with family. When he's up and at 'em, he's up and at 'em.
I, Jimmy Carter, do solemnly swear.
Now, Jimmy Carter is excited to vote for Kamala Harris, and we're excited for him also. Many of you are aware that he did celebrate that 100th birthday. There's a video here showing where they were wheeling him out to make a rare appearance on his 100th birthday. He is in a wheelchair here, and they have this blanket over him. But listen, I love that the family still will allow him to go out, be in public, and to still continue to live his life. This is great. Let's take a listen. Now, here's the video showing him going out to celebrate his 100th birthday. And like they said, these are rare appearances. but he is out and about. And you guys thinking, I mean, 100 years of age. And I've got another video that I'm going to share with you guys as far as some tips and advice that they are saying that contributed to his long life. Now, many of you know his beautiful wife, Rosalind Carter, passed away on November 19th, 2023, and she was 96. 96. Now, those of you who have been following Jimmy Carter's journey, you recall that his family put him in hospice some months ago, several months ago. And many people were thinking that once he went into hospice, it would be days later before he would pass away. But Jimmy Carter is proving them wrong. He's like, oh no, nobody's going to put a time limit on him and when he's going to go. And he is recorded, they are saying, to be one of the oldest living presidents, one of the oldest living presidents. And it's just so great to see that he is still here, being well taken care of. There they had that he was watching the planes go fly over to celebrate and commemorate his 100th birthday. He's there with family and caretakers. There's the things there. They're honoring and celebrating his birthday. And it's nice that we were able to get this footage of this celebration for him. This was beautiful that they honored him this way. Absolutely beautiful that they honored him. Now, I'm doing the audio because, of course, there is nobody commentating on this. It was just the video footage of this, of them celebrating Jimmy Carter and having the planes fly over the residents there. And they brought him outside to enjoy this, to watch them as they celebrated his birthday. And this is very, very nice. I love it when, even though somebody is not feeling well or not doing so well, it's great when you take them to the good outdoors, get them outside. They don't have to stay locked up in the house. So here you see the caretakers and family member, I believe that is, taking him back to go back inside. But what a beautiful day for them to be even to do this. Look at how nice and sunny it is. There is former President Jimmy Carter there, 100 years of age, celebrating his birthday with family and friends and caretakers as they watch those planes fly over to celebrate and honor this wonderful president. Now, you guys, let me go ahead and share this because many of you may not have been aware, but Jimmy Carter also has his pastor in his life that he has maintained a friendship with over years and years of relationship that they both had. So I'm going to go ahead and run this because I thought this was a very cute video to share with you guys about the pastor, Jimmy Carter's pastor, and how he became to know President Carter and how they've shared this relationship and friendship over all these years. Let me go ahead and run this for you guys. This was really a beautiful story.
The call that started it all. It was in 2018, and Pastor Tony Loudon preached a sermon the day before about love at Maranatha Baptist Church, President Carter's church in Plains, Georgia.
I was blown away. First, I pulled over on the side of the road because I had to make a decision. Do I call this number back? Do you call the 39th President of America back on his cell phone? What do you do? And so I finally got up enough courage to call him back.
How could Pastor Loudon know that phone call would lead to a call to service and a friendship like none other?
I really don't even call myself his pastor most of the time. He's my friend. Miss Rosalind was my friend. Every time I go to see him, he asks me 4 questions. Where have you been? What have you done? Who have you helped? And how can I help you help them?
And when Pastor Loudon was called to work in criminal justice reform years later, President Carter had one question for him.
Are you still going to be my pastor? Because that means you have to come on every weekend and you have to minister to me and continue to be my pastor because we made a commitment.
Wow.
A commitment the president and his pastor keep to this day.
I try to make every time I go down to see him a good day.
It's not always easy. Have you even let your mind go there when he is going to meet his Lord and Savior? How do you think it's going to be for you?
Oh,
That's a tough one for me
it is.
because we have such a bond.
Yeah.
Um, selfishly, I don't want him to go. I would love to see him make it to 105.
Yes.
I know that one
Amen.
day the Lord's going to say, "Well done, my faithful servant. Come on, you've done enough."
Yes.
Pastor Loudon wants to take the lessons he's learned from the Carters and pass them on to his 6-year-old daughter, Tabitha.
We always play with them, and
Aw.
I always bring orchids to Miss Roslyn.
It's
Oh.
not too early for us to teach our kids about being a servant leader.
Come on
And
now.
to his future congregation at Jabez Ministries in Byron.
We're going to look at ways of saying, how can we help you? Where have you been? What have you done? Who have you helped? And how can we help you help them?
A legacy of servant leadership, a call to serve those around the world, around the state, and those closer to home. A call Pastor Loudon continues to answer.
Thank you very much for coming. It's Jimmy Carter. Bye-bye.
Oh. I love that, you guys. And I wanted to share that with you all because I wanted you all to be aware of his faith, his strong faith. Jimmy Carter's strong faith, as you heard his pastor state, that, he's still in contact with him, the way they met, and he has this strong faith, this strong belief. And I believe that that strong faith and that strong belief has been part of what has kept his longevity here. And you all pray for this pastor because I could just see him getting choked up right there as well, as who would it be? You've befriended this wonderful gentleman, this wonderful president, and now to hear, and see that, yeah, he's reaching up in age, but he said, would it be selfish of him to merely want the president to stay around for another 5 years? Well, I don't think it would be selfish, as many people would probably want him to be around. It's such a legacy. Well, you guys, I want to share this video with you guys also that today is reporting on, and they said Jimmy Carter turns 100, 7 longevity habits of the oldest living president. It also says Jimmy Carter is the first U.S. president to live to 100. His family updates how he's doing today, and experts reveal habits that helped him live so long. Let me go ahead and play this video, and then we'll go ahead and get into those habits that they were speaking of. Let's go ahead and run this for you guys.
Former President Jimmy Carter is celebrating his 100th birthday today. It's the first time an American president has lived a full century. President Carter is expected to mark his birthday in the same one-story home in Plains, Georgia, that he and his late wife, Rosalind, built in the early 1960s. Carter has spent the last 19 months in hospice care, where he continues to defy expectations, just as he did throughout his career. A sign on the north lawn of the White House is marking the special occasion. Also this morning, President Biden sending President Carter a birthday message that reads in part, "Mr. President, on behalf of the entire Biden family and the American people, happy 100th birthday. Your hopeful vision of our country, your commitment to a better world, and your unwavering belief in the power of human goodness continues to be a guiding light for all of us." 100 years old. Happy birthday, Mr.
Happy
President.
birthday.
I love that, you guys. Now, I'm going to go ahead and let me pull up the information on how they're saying that he maintained, or some experts say he maintained those 100 years. And many of us, we may think, hey, is it possible? Well, Jimmy Carter is showing us that it is possible to be able to live this long life. And it's very, interesting, some of the key tools that people would tell us. And one of those things that I really love that they mentioned was his faith. I really love that they did mention that was his faith. And a lot of people will say, well, really, does your faith keep you around? Well, that show called The Blue Zone. Let me see if I can pull this back up here. Let's see if I can. That show called The Blue Zone is one show that's so good. and it actually helps people to understand about the long life that you can live and what it takes to have a long life. And faith was a large part of that. A lot of people weren't very familiar with that video. Let me see if I can find that while I pull up this other video where I lost my link. Lessons on longevity. Here it is. All right. So it says here in this article from today, it says here the longest living president in U.S. history turned 100 on Tuesday, October 1st, becoming the first commander in chief to reach the century mark. Active until his late 90s, Carter has shown remarkable staying power. He has survived cancer, a series of falls, and the death of his beloved wife of 77 years. When he entered hospice in February 2023, his family thought he had only days to live, but Carter continues to spend his remaining time at home in Plains, Georgia, choosing to forego additional medical intervention. That's something, you guys. He chose to forego the medical intervention. Wow. And still is here all this time. It says his last public appearance was at his wife's funeral in Atlanta in November 2023. Well, of course, as until this, it says on his birthday, the Jimmy Carter National Historical Park in Plains shared a video showing the 39th president, a former Navy officer, watching an F-18 Super Hornet fly over in honor of his milestone. Meanwhile, a 100 sign on the north lawn of the White House marked the special occasion. It goes on to say Jimmy Carter today. Jimmy Carter says there's been virtually no change in the former president's condition since he went into hospice 19 months ago. You guys, he went to hospice 19 months ago, and there's been no change in his condition. And he chose to forego medical intervention. Woo! This is a strong act of faith keeping him around. But let me read on. It says here, he described Jimmy Carter as doing well. It says Jimmy Carter's grandson told the affiliate NBC News affiliate in Atlanta on Friday about his grandfather. It says Jimmy Carter is doing well, but very physically diminished. In an interview with Boston Public Radio earlier in September, emotionally and mentally, the former president is still there and participating in the world, he added. So emotionally and mentally, he's still there. It says, when my grandmother passed, he was honored and happy to have been there with her until the end. But I think he had a real low moment for some months, Jason Carter said. And lately, he's been much more engaged in politics and in the news and emotionally engaged with all of us. Jimmy Carter told his family he wants to vote in this year's presidential election. So he told the family he wants to vote in this year's presidential election. Having such a goal can be a pretty potent factor in helping someone live longer, says Dr. Thomas Pearls, a geriatrician and professor at Boston University, Rehoboam and Evanston School of Medicine, who studies longevity. That purpose in life and what he has said about wanting to get us at least through the election is really, really inspiring. And I think very important for him, Pearls tells today.com. He has an amazing resilience that carried him to this point. And that's the thing. I'm going to pause right there because that's the part that a lot of people have to understand. The longevity with a lot of people oftentimes have to do with goals and dreams and aspirations and things that they really have a mindset that they want to do. Hey, Shania, thank you for being here. And when they have that mindset set on, I want to do this, like they said, physically, he may not be as there as he was before, or not there, but mentally and emotionally, he still is. So that mind is carrying that body through. That mind of former President Carter is, I believe, what this specialist is also saying is carrying former President Carter through. This article goes on to say why Jimmy Carter is living longer than expected in hospice. They're trying to say why he is. And it says this: patients go into hospice when doctors believe they have 6 months or less to live. Dr. B.J. Miller, a hospice and palliative medicine physician in San Francisco, previously told Today.com. He is not treating Carter. The focus becomes comfort care to ease any suffering, which includes medicines to alleviate pain, nausea, or anxiety. But it's very difficult for doctors to pinpoint how much time a terminally ill patient has left. So they are always guessing, Miller noted. It goes on to say, it's not rare that people live longer in hospice care than expected, like Carter, Miller says. He's seen it many times in his own practice. It really demonstrates when we are not in charge, Carter's grandson said. Jimmy Carter's health, the article goes on to say this: the former president has a complicated family medical history. His mother lived to be 85, but his father died at 58 of pancreatic cancer. Both his sisters and his brother also died of pancreatic cancer, and his mother had the disease as well, NBC News reported. In 2015, Carter was diagnosed with melanoma that had spread to his liver and brain. He received immunotherapy treatments with Keytruda, a new cancer drug at the time, was treated with radiation to his brain, and had a large tumor on his liver removed. Scans showed no evidence of the cancer within months. In 2019, he had a series of falls that led to broken bones and required surgery. Y'all, this is a lot. And then it goes on to say this. It says Perros, who had the New England Centurion study, believes a host 10% of people can live to be 100. And it also says this. Let me get this over here. It also says such longevity includes a complex combination of genes, behaviors, environments, and chance across many years and situations, says Howard Friedman, PhD author of the Longevity Project and professor emeritus of psychology at the University of California, Riverside. Some key patterns that play a role in longevity may apply in Carter's, he adds. Here are some of the lessons from the president's long life. Now, here they're going to go through a few keys of what they're saying that they are attributing to former President Carter's long life. And it says this. Let me remove that. It says Carter and his wife were famously involved in the community, helping to build, renovate, and repair more than 4,300 homes in 14 counties while volunteering for Habitat for Humanity since 1984. And let me share this with you guys because it shows here Jimmy Carter with the saw there, even at an older age, with purpose. He has a saw there, and they're building these homes for Habitat for Humanity. So part of the reason that they're saying that Jimmy Carter and others have these long lives has to do a lot with sense of purpose. When they can wake up in the morning knowing there's something that they have to do, knowing that there may be somebody depending on them, relying on them. This is one of the things it says that can help people with a long life. It says also the work gave him joy, the former president wrote in one of his books. Community involvement tells you that you want to live, you want to help others. Walter Longo, PhD, professor of gerontology at the University of Southern California and director of the USC Longevity Institute in Los Angeles, previously told Today.com. In the end, it's whatever gets you out of bed. That is key, you guys. So a lot of you who have your elderly family members, and you may say, well, I don't want them getting out of bed. I don't want them, leaving the house. I want them to stay and live a long life. Maybe the key to them living a longer life is getting them out of bed. Because when they're staying in bed, they're just laying there and they feel as though they have no purpose. So you may want to talk to their doctor and others, but think about this. This is what they're saying. This is what experts are saying is part of the reason why Jimmy Carter was able to live and is still living so long, and his wife, who lived to be 96, because of stuff like this. The article always goes on to say that always looking for new challenges. After leaving the White House, the former president and his wife founded the Carter Center in Atlanta to advance human rights and alleviate human sufferings. He traveled all over the world as part of that mission, wrote books, and volunteered. Carter learned to downhill ski when he was 62. Woo! His wife revealed when the couple were interviewed for the book, What Makes a Marriage Last. Jimmy doesn't want to just learn about things. He wants to do them, Rosalind Carter said. They also said strong family ties are part of what can possibly help with longevity. It says here, career. Carter and his wife were married for 77 years, the longest married couple in presidential history. Carter, why am I getting tongue twisted with his name? Carter called it a full partnership. Rosalind was my equal partner in everything I ever accomplished, Carter said in a statement when she died on November 19, 2023. She gave me wise guidance and encouragement when I needed it. As long as Rosalind was in the world, I always knew somebody loved and supported me. So they're saying here, basically, why they're putting this in here is because they're saying the key to a lot of people with their long life are great, long-lasting relationships. And bonds are also what help people to live these long lives. The love of knowing someone is there to care for you and you're there to care for somebody. It also says during Rosalind Carter's tribute service, the couple's daughter, Amy Carter, read a love letter from the former president had written to his wife 75 years earlier. My darling, every time I've ever been away from you, I have been thrilled when I return to discover just how wonderful you are. Part of the letter read, when I see you, I fall in love with you all over again. It says their children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren complete the tight-knit family. And I think that's part of it too for that long life. Tight-knit family is also part. It also says regular exercise. It says Carter was an avid runner until he was 80 and he developed a knee problem. So he switched to swimming and walking. So look at that, you guys. Even when he was 80, he still was exercising. Even though he couldn't run anymore, he switched to swimming and walking. It also says that he liked to ride bikes. He had a pattern of physical activity across long periods that keeps a person moving. And he says, and that's an important for longevity, Freedom notes. So sitting on the sofa may not be what you want. If you want to have this long life, you may need to do like he did. Go out, do some walking, do some activities, do something that's going to get your body moving. It also says at least 30 minutes a day of moderate to vigorous physical activity is one of 5 habits that can help people to live longer, a study in Circulation found. The other habits were never smoking, staying at a healthy weight, and moderate alcohol intake, and a healthy diet. So come on, y'all, take some notes here if you want to go ahead and live this long life. It also says an outgoing personality. He had an outgoing personality. It says centurions tend to be extroverted, meaning they're able to establish friendships and healthy social networks, Pearl says. It says a viral video showed a 92-year-old Carter shaking hands with everyone on a plane as he boarded the flight. That loving personality. It says people who live a long life also tend to have a consciousness, dependable, prudent personality that keeps strengthening across the years. So that friendly, personal, loving, caring attitude is also what they're saying can contribute to a long life. And then it also says resilience. The former president has survived health setbacks, the death of his wife, and more than a year and a half in hospice. It speaks to his resilience, Pearl says, an important factor in longevity. Mental resilience is about developing a long-term pattern of persistence, purpose, and positive social relations, Friedman adds. So you want to have that long life, resilience, and faith. It says since leaving the White House in 1981 until 2020, Carter regularly taught Sunday school at Maranatha Baptist Church in Plains, Georgia, where he and his wife attended services. It says, our religious beliefs are important to us, the former president wrote in one of his books. Spirituality can put the focus on gratitude and often means associating with other helpful, healthy, positive people, Friedman points out. Faith may also have Carter manage stress better, Pearl says. Y'all get a key to that. Your faith, strong faith, and true belief in God can help you guys to manage the stress level and possibly add to your life longevity. It says it can be a source of meaning and belonging, which is good for the body and soul, Miller added. We can push and prod at the body to keep going in all sorts of ways, but if there's no spark, if there's no reason to live, if there's no joy in living, it won't help much, he says. Those are essential ingredients for life. So they share with us some of the things that we need to do if we want to have this long life. And I put this article up here because I know a lot of people may have been wondering, how is it that, President Carter can live so long? How did he do it? What did he do? Is it the peanuts? What is it? Well, they just explained a few of the details of how people can live longer lives and how people are living longer lives. And I believe if we were to do some of these things that they mentioned, we would be able to live those longer lives too. Get out of all of the stress, get rid of the stress. Also, what you should do is make sure that you find a way that you can find purpose for your life. And also, faith is a big substance to the long life because, like they said, faith helped him to get through some of the turmoils and things that happened in his life, to be able to find comfort and peace even while he was going through those things. And that also, they're saying, attributed to his long life as well as his wife Rosalind's long life. So you guys, let's take some tips and cues from what former President Jimmy Carter did to have this long fulfilled life. And you guys, I believe, can do the same thing. All we have to do is take some tips from what he did. Now, I have dropped the link to these stories in the description of this video. So if you would like more information on that and to read the full articles for yourself, just go to my YouTube channel. If you're watching this on my Facebook channel, come on over to my YouTube channel and take a look at those links and follow, like, and subscribe as well. Hey, CC, thank you for being here. I see you there. So those of you that are watching this on my Facebook channel, I invite you to come on over to my YouTube channel. Here's my logo on the screen. The name of that is the same as a Facebook, which is the Juice Radio and Talk Show. Look for the red mug and the microphone, and you have the right channel. And also, excuse me, for those of you that are listening to this on our podcast channel, if you would like to see the video on these, you can come on over here to my YouTube channel, the Juice Radio and Talk Show. Look for that red mug and microphone. Well, Jimmy Carter, he's 100 today. Now let's see if, like his pastor said, if he gets to 105. I would be so happy to run that video as well. Y'all keep Jimmy Carter and his family and all those in your prayers. Happy birthday to former President Jimmy Carter. And thank you so very much for all that he's done and all the work that he's put in place, and the many, many millions of people that he has helped and is still helping. All right. Y'all, thank y'all so very much for being here. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please remember to subscribe today. And if you want, please also put a like on this video to show your support. Remember, you can also put a comment section in the comment section or simply say hello so that I know that you are here, and I answer and look at all those comments as well. If I don't answer your comment, don't think that I have not seen it, because sometimes there are a lot of comments, but I do my best to put my hearts and hellos back to you guys in those comment sections. All right. Thank y'all so very much for being here. Now I go live on random. I don't always have a set time that I go live. So if you would like to know when I go live, you're going to need to click that thumbs up and that notification bell on my YouTube channel. All right. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day. And again, happy birthday. Happy birthday to former President Jimmy Carter. Thank y'all for being here. I'll see y'all on the next one.